Wrote the book called, it's going to be backwards on some of the platforms, Homeschool Rising. I have advised thousands of homeschool mamas. I help you get started. I help you choose curriculum. I help you fine-tune your homeschool. I help you figure out how to do it with your complicated life. I am all about helping you. Hi, Jules. I made it. I'm all about helping you figure out how to make this an amazing life for you. Hey, it's the end of a long day. Maybe my posture should be like I actually go to Pilates, because I do. Welcome, everybody. What do you guys do to work out? I'd love to know what you guys do for kind of your self-care, how you make sure that your mind doesn't go absolutely nuts and crazy. I'm wondering if I should turn this around. TikTok. Love you guys. Let's see. Mirror my video. Oh, look. Boom. Look how techie she is. Yay. If you're lucky, you're going to see back there one of my kids cleaning the kitchen. Hi, everybody. Welcome. I'm so happy to be here tonight with you on this live. Please come to me. I don't care how hard the question is. I can handle it. I've probably heard it before. I can help you. We are a non-judgy place. Yes, we are pro homeschool. We love homeschooling. We think it is the best possible option for your child. For a parent who is loving and motivated. Is homeschooling for everybody? No. Could it be for you? Maybe. Is your heart tugging at you tonight because you want to bring those babies home and you want to take back their hearts and minds? Please make yourself known in the comments. Right now we are on Instagram. Love you. TikTok. I look better on TikTok. Is the lighting's more warm? I'm like looking at the two cameras. I wish you could see what my lighting stitch looks like. Look, this is what it looks like back here. Anyway, but for some reason, the lighting's working better on TikTok tonight, but who cares? Who cares what we look like? We are just all moms trying to do our best at the end of a long day. Hi, Jen is here. I know you by your username. I'm going to have my decaf coffee. This is not spiked. What is spiked are the nails. Okay, look. I did the cat eye. This is not, this live is not about my nails. But it can be. We don't have to talk about homeschooling. We can talk about my cat eye nails. Doesn't it look like the solar system? I actually was inspired by the unit in homeschooling that my girls just finished with BJU Press homeschool curriculum. We just finished the solar system and outer space, and I was like, this looks like a galaxy. Oh my goodness. Have you guys ever done the cat eye? Can you see that? Can you see that? Instagram? Can you see it? Do you even care? We care. We're girls. Welcome. Please come in. Tell me all of your educational questions. Is your kid on an IEP and you are pulling your stinking hair out? I want to know. Make yourself known. We can help you today. I have read thousands of IEPs. We used to run an educational center and boutique consulting firm. We advised the parents of kiddos. We worked with A-listers and billionaires. We have kind of done it all. There isn't anything I haven't really seen, a diagnosis that not only have I not seen, but also that the pressure wasn't on our shoulders to figure out how to address and help. So you came to the right place tonight. Are you overwhelmed? Are you tired? Do you not know how to teach your kiddo? Can you not find the right curriculum? Is homeschooling not what you wanted it to be? We are in the end of October, where we've probably been homeschooling a couple of months and we're like, not sure about my curriculum choices. Spill it, girls. I am here. I can help you. Yes. Do we have a question?
Okay, we're getting a lot of good feedback on the nails. A lot of positive feedback.
Do you guys do cat eye? It's not chuggy.
And Starry Pearl says, what's an IEP?
Okay. An IEP is in the public school system when your child is diagnosed with a learning difference. Some of them can be dyslexia. You can have ADHD, things like that. Your child is put on an IEP if they are tested and they do, in fact, have that learning difference. Then they get put on an IEP, which is an individualized educational plan that the public school system does to try to help these kids, and it's an epic disaster. It doesn't work.
Laura over
Yeah.
on Insta. Hi, I have a 2-year-old with one on the way. Planning to homeschool from the start, but worried how to juggle a toddler when
Yes.
beginning to homeschool my very first kiddo.
Yes, juggling a toddler, homeschooling your first, it's super duper hard. I would love for you to join the other mamas in Thrive, who we have a whole group in there, homeschooling littles. And that's exactly what we talk about, how to juggle everything, how to give your older one what he or she needs. They need to learn how to read. We want that foundation super strong, but you're changing diapers all day, you're breastfeeding, you're washing bottles, all sorts of things. And it's a challenge and it is a juggle, but here's the good news. Here is what I can say to everybody without knowing you, right? Because I don't know you yet, is that generally speaking, if you have a baby at home, your oldest is probably the oldest would be, you're probably a young mom, you're probably in those under 8 years where homeschooling the early elementary years should not take 7 hours. If it does, come talk to me. And you really just want to enjoy those early years with your emergent reader. You want those literacy skills foundational. You want their math skills set on a strong, solid foundation. And then you have fun. You have fun and you let them play. Studies show that we need our kiddos to have outdoor play all of the time, every single day. So please do that. We have someone texting us on my phone. I forgot to silence the notifications. Coach just texted us about Friday night's date night. So
Okay.
that'll be fun. We're going on a double date Friday night. I'm excited.
Somebody said, what is the program?
Which program?
I don't know.
Okay.
My baby is 2 and my oldest is 14. 6 homeschooled kiddos.
Okay, nice. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. What sources are you using right now for that? I'd love to know from her.
We will wait to hear.
Yeah, we'll wait to hear back from you.
And on Instagram, Mrs.
You can absolutely do it. What the key to when you have a lot of kiddos, the key is getting those older ones. We want them as independent as possible. We don't want them to feel abandoned, right? We still love them and we want to be part of their education, but we need them working as independently as possible because those younger ones still need us to teach them how to read. The babies still need us to nurse them and to change the diapers and to potty train and all of that. But the older ones can certainly be independent with the right curricula choices. So I'm very curious what you are using. Please put in the chat. I'd love to know what everybody's using actually. What is your favorite curriculum this year that you're just like, this is awesome. I'm loving this. And shall we go there? Shall we also say what you're kind of like, I'm not loving this one? Let's do it. Let's just do it. Yeah.
Over on YouTube, we have Jeremy. Struggling first-year homeschool dad here. 9, almost 10 and 7, 4th and 2nd.
Yes.
But also a 2-year-old. Can't seem to get anything done.
Okay, yes. His name is Jeremy.
Yeah.
I want to know what you're doing. I want a literal list of the curriculum that you're using, and chances are it needs to be tweaked. Your sourcing probably needs to be tweaked. Yeah.
Somebody said 5th year using the good and the beautiful. That's cool.
Nice.
Mrs. BS Blessings.
Yeah. That's funny. BS Blessings.
I'm a full-time teacher with 2 kids, ages 9 and 12. Want to homeschool, but can't quit my job.
Yeah.
My husband also works, and we don't really have any family nearby that can help. Is it possible?
It is possible. I would probably advise you, hey, are you faith-based or not? Can she reply if she's faith-based?
She can if she's here.
If you're here, please reply if you are faith-based. I would love to know. Because I work full-time and I homeschool 4 kiddos, and we do have a little ninja secret homeschooling curriculum that I can share with you that's really helped us?
Let's see. Gravely Baxter, 5th year, using the good and the beautiful.
Nice. Love it.
She says, right now we're hooked on phonics.
Nice.
Son
Such
also
a great
5.
foundation. Phonics. Yes.
Pre-K,
Good.
7, 5, and 1. Homeschooling and loving it. Yes, it's hard, but so rewarding.
It's so good.
Christian light and the good and the beautiful.
Awesome. I absolutely love that you said that. Yes. And Jeremy, I haven't forgotten about you. I see you there. I don't know if you're on YouTube, but I don't want you to be melting as that looks like you have a melting emoji on there. Poor guy. So, you can check out my website. We can do a consultation. You can do a consultation with either me or Marnie, or you can join Thrive Homeschool Community. But I definitely want to take a scalpel to your curriculum options because you have a 9-year-old, 7-year-old, and a 2-year-old. And if you can't seem to get anything done, I need to figure out why. And I have more questions and answers right now.
Okay, Jeremy's spoken.
Okay, Jeremy, everyone give him a hug. 1, we love a homeschooling dad.
My mom gave us a custom program.
No.
She's a
No.
hybrid school teacher and is already offended that I'm trying out
No.
easy peasy.
No! Jeremy. Okay, everyone, let's rally around. Jeremy needs an intervention. Does he need a free month in Thrive? No, Jeremy. No. And you know what? Your mom can come after me. Okay? She can come after me. And I love her and I won't be mean, but no. And no to easy peasy, please. Please.
Been working out of random Goodwill books from some of the free pile at my co-op. It's been tricky homeschooling because I have some special kids.
Yep, I love it.
Either ADHD or autism, not sure, but making it work.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Good. I love that.
Okay, so...
I know. So release Jen, purple switch on there. Release her. Can we just have an intervention? Are you having an intervention with Jeremy right now? Right? Jeremy, you're not on TikTok. TikTok's blowing up for you right now.
Let's see.
Yeah, I'm not going to... Yeah.
Casey, on TikTok.
Yeah.
How do we keep the high schooler motivated to do her work while I work with the younger kids?
Yes. Okay. So I want to know what you're using. And here's the deal with motivation. Oh my goodness. It's one of my favorite topics to speak on. When I go to the conventions this spring, they all have chosen my motivation talk because we all are getting pushback. We all get it from time to time, and we particularly get it with our tweens and teens. So, number one, what we need to know is that our kiddos aren't lazy, right? Our kiddos aren't lazy. They're just, and we say they're lacking motivation, but actually no one actually lacks motivation. Everybody's motivated. Everyone is motivated. So we need to find where that intrinsic motivation is. And there could be a lot of things that we need to discover for them or help them to discover. Sometimes it takes a spark of what their future vocation will be. And then they realize, oh, I have to do this, that, and the other that maybe I don't like, but I'm motivated to do it for my future. They may not be there though yet. It might be smaller things. But here's what I want to give you without knowing anybody here. There's probably thousands watching me right now. Without knowing anybody here, here's what I do want to say is that, and I was reading this morning in this book. It's so funny that you mention it. And I actually took a note on it. This is my book notes here that I take. I do like the Zettelkasten method. Anyway, but he talks about, and who is the author here? Yeah, Sankey Aarons. He talks about motivation and how a lot of us just need the, let's see, where is it here? Oh, I used it in I wrote it today even. I was writing something today because I have to write so many things all the days of my life. I think it was on page 50. Just bear with me because I don't want to get this wrong. It's crazy that this book was sitting right here because usually the book that I'm reading in the morning at 5 a.m. is in the other room and I wouldn't be getting it for you guys, but it happened to be sitting here because when my son was doing school over here, I was finishing out my Zettelkasten notes. But it's called a competency loop. So often our kids, if we feel competent in something and we are getting small wins, we are more motivated to do that thing. If we are doing something and we constantly feel like a failure, we are not going to be motivated to do that thing. So you could have a curriculum right now that is making your child feel like a constant failure, that they don't get that competency reward loop. And it's actually like kind of one of these circular self-fulfilling things where they feel competent, they get more self-esteem in it, then they try more and take more risks, can do better, and then it keeps spiraling up. So here's the thing about, this is what the lie our society has told us about self-esteem. Our society has told us that self-esteem is like, oh, honey, you're just so smart, like without any actual data to back that up, okay? Society tells us just praise your kids. No. They know we're lying. They know that's inauthentic. They know that's not true. Our kids aren't dumb, right? And so that's why you praise what is repeatable and what they can control. And when we praise those things, then our kiddos get more motivation. So today, let me give you case in point. We're doing test prep with my oldest right now. Hardcore test prep, and we were going over a verbal section. We were going over missed answers, and what did I get? Right? A missed answer. And I literally looked at the kid. We were doing this. We're doing one of the Princeton reviews. And I looked at my kid, and I said, seriously, I was nice. I'm tired right now. But I looked at my kid, and I said, do you think we're doing this just so that you can get the answers right so that I can say good job? Like, don't you realize that if you got everything right, I would be going to the harder level so that you get things wrong, so that you learn. Like the point is to learn. But at the same time, here's where the motivation comes in, is I was saying, I could care less how you score. Don't care. What I care about is, are you doing the test prep strategies? Are you using process of elimination? Are you in the sentence completions? Are you coming up with your own word? The simple things, that is what I care about. And that is what is going to make you a successful test taker, not the results, because we can't control how hard a test is going to be for our kiddos. They can't control their outcomes. None of us can. We don't know. Bad luck happens. So why don't we prepare our kids for real life and say, I was a teacher. There were some tests that, I had to give certain tests, and there were some tests that I gave, and I was like, this is absolutely ridiculous. This is way too hard. Anyway, so it just wasn't technically like fair, if you know what I mean. So I know I'm rambling a little bit, but there is a lot to intrinsic motivation. There's a lot tied into parenting as well. In Thrive Homeschool Community, we have a dedicated office hours just for teens. Did you guys know that? We have 4 office hours per month. One is for seasoned homeschooling parents who have been homeschooling 5 years or more. Burnout zone. We are here with you. Then we have homeschooling littles, so like preschool to 2nd grade. We come together, we meet in office hours. We talk about reading, pencil grip, penmanship, things like that. All those things you're worried about. We talk about early math skills, science of reading, all of that. And then we have elementary, where we discuss, okay, the kids are emerging on composition. This is when, if your child has a learning disability or a diagnosis, this is when it starts to emerge. And we are able to help you figure all of that out and navigate those waters, send you to specialists that you need. So we have 4 office hours in Thrive per month. We do a lot more in Thrive, but that is just one component. And I am there with a certified parenting coach and also another homeschool mentor. So if you have any questions about Thrive, just ask and I'll let you know. Let's talk about the freebies. Shall we talk about freebies? Yeah. I have so many freebies for you guys. I have, for anyone homeschool curious, Who are you? Raise your hand in here. Let me know. I have a 10-step how to homeschool guide. It's 23 pages, 26 pages. I can't remember. It's a little ebook that's free. Grab that. I also have, for those of you who are homeschooling, newer to homeschooling, it's really good to know your homeschooling style or pedagogy. So I have a 5-minute free quiz it's pretty accurate, pretty accurate. That lets you know if you lean more towards Montessori or Charlotte Mason or classical or unschooly. That quiz lets you know. If you're on this live tonight, go ahead and take that quiz and come back. I'd love to know what you come out as. It's always fun. And man, there's a lot of other freebies, but I'll just pause for questions right now.
Casey, new to hearing about Thrive. Very interested. Been homeschooling for years. Brainchild Cast started this year.
Can you guys hear Scott? Okay.
Purple switch. I'm a lifelong test anxiety sufferer. Even talking about this is triggering.
She cracks me up.
Somebody said, why not easy peasy?
Oh, yeah. So I have nothing negative to say about Easy Peasy. Easy Peasy is a great ministry. It is a service to families. It is free. It is Christian. It is often a great place to start for families on a budget. In terms of, I don't know many families that start Easy Peasy that stay on Easy Peasy. So it's not that I have anything negative to say. It's just that there's a lot out there, and you do get what you pay for. I mean, relatively speaking, in homeschooling. So I took a risk this past fall, and I bought a curriculum for 3 subjects that I never thought I would have ever bought. And because they're a little bit pricey, and I've been blown away by it. So yes, if you guys want to know what curriculum I recommend in general, I have a download for curriculum recommendations, and it's based on subjects. So math, here's what I love. All-in-one curricula, here's what I love. So go ahead and download that right now, because I can't get through. I know a lot of people are in here saying, what about this one? What about this one? Yeah.
I think a couple people raise their hands and know about Thrive.
Yes, Thrive. You can go to my page on Thrive and learn all about it. If you go to my page on Thrive to know what we do in there, you will know within 30 seconds if it's for you.
Bravely Baxter said, is that the one you mentioned in your email today?
Yes, it is. I know. Who was that? Is that somebody in Thrive?
Bravely Baxter over on Insta.
Okay, Bravely Baxter, who are you? Are you in Thrive? Do I know you? Yeah, I did send out an email today. We can go into and that particular curriculum company is actually sponsoring tonight's live, which is really great. I don't know if you guys realize how important, I know you guys are like, oh my goodness, eye roll. Here we have another like company salesy thing. I don't know if you guys realize that like the reason why podcasts can even exist is because of corporate sponsors. I can't tell you how thankful I am, especially knowing the homeschool community and how so many of us are making financial sacrifices to homeschool. And if we are going to scrape together our pennies, it's going to be for the best curriculum for our kiddos. And so I am incredibly thankful, honestly, for the corporate sponsors who believe in me, who take a risk with me, because, you know, I can be mouthy. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool when they're like, go for it, Christy. Just let it rip with us. Let people know what you really think, which is what I get from them. So, yeah.
I homeschool my 4-year-old for about 1 hour a day from books, workbooks. Is that too much? We stop if she wants to, but usually she wants to keep going. I don't know if I should still stop earlier, though.
Yeah, I think that's fine for a 4-year-old, but I do, and it sounds like if you're only doing it in an hour, she is getting plenty of time for play, because play-based preschool, we know, based on research, is what our kiddos need at that age. So I don't mind a workbook. You don't need a workbook at the age of 4. I don't mind it as long as the preschooling is not highly academic, because that does end up backfiring.
Okay.
Statistically.
Jeremy gave a lot of the stuff he's doing.
Okay.
You want to hear it?
Sure.
Jeremy, are you still?
Let's analyze Jeremy. Are you here, Jeremy, for us to analyze you? This can be a sample, like what happens in Thrive office hours.
Jeremy, science, land animals of the 6th day.
Okay.
Sadler, Oxford, grade 5. Progress in mathematics 2. English, easy grammar 4. Sadler vocab workshop, phonics and language 2. Abeka.
Mm-hmm.
Then lots of literature with Veritas.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Comp guides.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And are you a classical homeschooler or a traditional homeschooler? What do you consider yourself, Jeremy? I'd love to know. We can make this easier on you for sure.
The gal with the 4-year-old, Kia, she says, "What do you mean by highly academic? We use the Good and the Beautiful preschool and their writing workbook."
That's fine. That's fine and great. Love it. Yes. Babe, your phone says low battery, even though it's plugged in, and I don't know why. And the little lightning bolt is not on.
Okay, I will deal with that.
Okay.
Where do you get the untimed state test?
There are so many state tests. Are you in a state? Okay, so let's talk about testing each spring, and let's talk about homeschool law, testing, when you need to give your kid a standardized test and when not. Oh, look at you. Oh. Can you zoom me? I feel like I can't see them. Could you go like this, babe? There we go. Okay. Okay, let's quickly talk about standardized testing and homeschooling. So the way homeschooling works legally in all 50 states is that the laws are determined by the states. So our laws vary by state. We have high regulation states, mid regulation states, and low regulation states. Low regulation states are states where they don't require homeschoolers to turn in standardized test results. Maybe you just need to turn in an NOI, a notice of intent, and that's it. And you can basically do what you want, which is great. That's a lot of parental rights. Parental rights are good. Despite what society is telling you right now, parental rights are good, okay? So parental rights are constitutional, and they are what we want. So there are states like my state, the state of Colorado, that every other year does require us to take an assessment. It doesn't have to be a standardized test. It can also be an assessment, and to turn that in. So I always choose to do standardized tests. I just like to help the data go in for homeschoolers because I know how important that is, but you don't have to do that. You don't have to do it that way. Your state will tell you, your local state homeschooling org. Every state has a strong homeschooling organization. Look it up. If you just look up like Ohio homeschooling, Colorado homeschooling, you will have your main state homeschooling organization, which is a nonprofit. It will pop up in the search bar, and they are the people that will help you answer what tests you can administer. Now, let me tell you the tests that are usually approved. They're nationally stay-9 tests. These are tests that everybody else is taking, the Stanford 10, the Iowa, these types of things that all the other kids in our nation in public schools and also private schools are also taking. Those are the same tests that we give. You just have to make sure that you're picking one. Like in the state of Colorado, I think we have a choice of 4 or 5 nationally stay-9 tests to choose from. Okay. Hopefully that answers that question.
Kristen over on YouTube, what are your, she wants curriculum ideas for a 7th grader who's been struggling. We finally discovered cognitive deficits through Learning RX, and now I have to reel him back into our homeschool and move forward. What are your thoughts on My Academy?
Yeah, so I generally, it really depends on the kiddo. It really depends. One, I just want to say kudos to you for doing the Learning RX option. I know that was a commitment. It's amazing. That is a gift to is it a son? Yeah, I think she said he.
Yeah.
That is a gift to his future for sure. Cognitive deficits?
Yeah.
It wasn't ADHD or, well, actually, Learning RX doesn't diagnose they just find the actual deficits. Okay, so one, I love Learning RX. I think the work that they do is phenomenal. I have been reading their reports and worked with kids that go to Learning RX for over 20 years. They actually also sponsor my podcast. So, and that is because I respect them. I only allow people to sponsor my podcast that I really, really, truly love and respect and send people to or would go to myself. So, generally speaking, I don't know if you're a faith-based homeschooler or not, but you want to be careful that whatever curriculum you choose is just really engaging. Sometimes I worry about the drone online programs, click, 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 kids zone out. There aren't conversations with you. I don't love those. So I would just be careful about that.
Jeremy, he doesn't know his homeschool style.
Okay, Jeremy, take my 5-minute homeschool style finder. Jeremy, you're not going anywhere. I love it. I love that he's still here.
Purple Switch is in Wisconsin, and she is thinking of testing her kiddos.
Okay, with Learning RX or somebody else?
I think she's talking about the state testing.
Oh, the state. Oh, the state testing. Yeah. Yeah, this is a testing year in Colorado. We're going to do it. We got to do it this year.
Kristen said, yes, 13. Processing disorders, logical awareness, and memory were big.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. And are you probably going through, is she in the middle of Learning RX? Because usually it takes around 9 months. Okay.
Yeah.
There's nothing better you can do for your child than put them through Learning RX based on what you had said. For sure. That's more important than any curriculum right now. 1,000% worth the investment. And it's addressing cognitive issues that will help them for a lifetime. So I'm so glad you're doing that.
We got Aaron, Drive Aaron. I'm in North Carolina.
Yeah, I love cat. I did cat last year, Aaron. I might do it again this year, for sure. Yeah, Aaron knows I think I'm coming. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. We're faith-based. This is Mrs. B.S. Blessings.
Okay.
We're faith-based. What faith-based homeschool secret were you talking about?
Oh my goodness. Okay. So do you want me to go? Okay. So I'll say it. I want to start with a story though, because you guys are going to be absolutely shocked at what curriculum I have fallen in love with this year. Okay. So my heart was tugging at me. You guys, I feel like this is sort of a spiritual experience. I'm glad this is live because I wouldn't like post this on a post, but I was just really frustrated with like the state of the nation and how many curriculum companies just come off as really greedy and don't really give back to the homeschooling cause. And by homeschooling cause, what I mean is supporting parents' rights and supporting the states and the state orgs. And so as I was buying curriculum this year, this is personal. This is just my personal story. Okay. So just don't come after me. Okay. As I was looking through my curriculum this year, I was like, I just did a little extra filter. Who's actively supporting the states? Who's actively supporting homeschooling rights? If I'm going to spend a lot of money, I kind of want it to be with a company who's doing that. And my heart kept tugging at me and I kept going back to this certain website and I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. No! I would be betraying my classical and Charlotte Mason roots. I can't do it. And so I keep going back to the website. I go back to others and I get really annoyed with what their websites are saying. And they're all selling the sizzle. And I know the sizzle because I advise on curriculum every single day. And so I texted a friend and I was like, hey, like, give me the down low here. Like, I'm kind of looking at this. I can't believe it. I feel like it's a betrayal of my classical Charlotte Mason roots. And my friend was like, honestly, you can be classical and Charlotte Mason and do this. Like, you can totally adapt this. It's flexible enough to adapt. And I just was like, oh, anyway. And so I just kept thinking about it and I was praying about it. And I was like, okay, well, what can I lose? I'll pick 2 subjects. So I picked 2 subjects. I pay. And we start the year. And on the very first day, I am like blown away. One, I'm blown away by the scaffolding for my one who has ADHD. The structure is just phenomenal. It's exactly what we needed. And I added 2 extra subjects to my oldest's school day. And he is finishing his school earlier, not because I'm giving him less work. I'm not. I'm giving him more work, more thought work, more intellectual work, more Socratic discussion, more of that. But it's the structure. Oh my goodness. So I've kind of become a super fan. I'm not going to lie. And you guys will be shocked. Do you guys know who it is? I should have you guys guess. Because I don't know if you guys would guess it. Because you know me. Those of you who know me, you'd be like, no. Just think of who you think would be the last that I would use. Anyway, I'll let you guys guess. And then, but since then, I've reached out to them and I've been like, dudes, you guys are actually really amazing. I was wrong. I'm completely humbled. You guys are right. You totally saved my homeschool. Well, fast forward. We had a family emergency with my mom being hospitalized and all of that. And I'm serious. The quiet hero was this particular homeschool curriculum. It enabled our days to just, yes. Yeah. Kendra's right. So with going back and forth to the hospital and my mom and having to visit her and taking care of her and all of this and her not being able to come over and babysit and all of these things, this one curriculum enabled our school days to still run at a clip, because if I have to go, it can still happen and I can come back and check later. But yeah, it's BJU Press homeschool curriculum, you guys. It is so excellent. I'm totally doing Charlotte Mason style, family together, all grade levels. I'm doing all of my girls together with the science, and we are having a blast. We are doing science experiments and labs and hands-on learning almost every other day, almost, maybe every third day. They are having an absolute blast. We are loving it. So Kendra, so BJU Press Homeschool, what I am doing is the online. So what it is, but it's not online like making zombies, like click, and you're not having a discussion. It's a teacher teaching a class that's engaging and well done. And then there's questions, and you don't have to do the workbook like traditional style. Like, a lot of the questions are really great discussion questions that we just talk about.
People are asking, BJ who?
BJU Press Homeschool Curriculum. Someone can write it. BJU Press Homeschool. I'm loving it. Now it's faith-based, so don't freak out and tell me, Christy, this is Christian. Yes, it's Christian. So, yes. Okay, sorry, I was reading I was reading comments on the other platforms real quick. Yeah.
My son, almost 5, uses both hands. He hasn't picked one hand yet. What should I do to help him pick a hand? Should I just pick for him, or let him continue using both?
You know what? I don't know. You know who I would refer you to? I don't think she's here. I want you to give a call or give a DM. You can name drop me right now. Name drop me. Sarah Collins. She's called the Homeschool OT. Go on Instagram, DM her right now and say, on Christy's Live, she told me to reach out to you regarding my kids not being ambidextrous. And she will get back to you. And she offers 15-minute consultations too that are free to see if you need her. She's amazing. She's the best OT we have in the homeschool space. She homeschools her own kids. She's amazing. I feel like I need water.
Okay. Jeremy. Classical Unit Studies, Charme.
Okay. Classical Unit Studies, Charme. I feel like a lot of your choices right now, Jeremy, are very parent intensive, requiring you, and maybe a little dry. So you got to be really careful with the classical curriculum to make sure it's not super dry. And there are ways to do that. So with your little ones, I would love them to be doing, since you're classical, to do some memory work. Take a look at Cross 7. And that's a great way to start your day with some memory work. Cross7.com or .org. I can't remember the exact URL. Just Cross 7, and it's memory work from Veritas. I know it's so confusing because there's Veritas, there's Claritas, right? So, and then, they're little. And so anyway, I wish if we were in Thrive, thank you, babe. I would be talking to you more in detail about what to change up, but you didn't come out traditional. So I would be changing up some of those curriculum choices. But since you're already homeschooling now with those, it might be a good idea for you to figure out how to adapt what you currently have so you're not spending a lot of money on stuff new.
Somebody's asking, what's her name again?
So thirsty. Sarah Collins. I wish I could text her right now, but this is my phone, so I can't. She's the homeschool OT. She's a friend of mine. Please name drop.
Kristen says, BJU Press? I feel like you just shared a reel about it.
Yeah. Did I share a reel about it? I didn't think I did.
Jeremy, I recognize this is a conflict. It has been suggested my son may have ADHD and I can't get him to focus.
Oh, well, he's still little. And that could be an issue. Yeah, I have ADHD myself, and at least one of my kiddos does. And what has worked for us is a lot of scaffolding and a lot of structure and frequent breaks. There's lots that we need to do for the neurodivergent brain. In fact, in Thrive, Dr. Amy Moore, last month, the masterclass was on the ADHD brain. And if you guys are in Thrive, this is something you need to know about. When you join Thrive, you have free access to all of our masterclasses, the entire library. And I bring in really amazing experts, and I teach them myself too. And so that masterclass was amazing on the ADHD brain. I loved every second of that. You would get so much out of it.
My journey to true freedom, getting off food dyes, helped us tremendously.
Oh, for sure. She talked about that in there. She talked about diet, food dyes, different things, for sure. She talked about sleep, hydration, and then other things too. But the basic, we got to cover the basics that are a little bit more easily to control. Like we can for the most part avoid food dyes. Food dyes are just the worst. They're so bad.
They're on crack. It's crazy.
I know. Our kids go crazy on food dyes. What's in our cinnamon bears? They're pretty red. Do you think it's beet juice?
I don't know, but I'd sure like to eat one.
My favorite thing to do is just take one of the girls or two of the girls and go to Vitamin Cottage. Do you guys have a Vitamin Cottage or a Natural Grocers? Anyway, and go to the candy aisle. And I love that bougie high-end candy. The chocolate, the cinnamon bears, the panda licorice. I love all of that. And then I put it in a candy bin and pour some ice milk. Have some of those healthy cookies. Should we have that when I get off the live?
I want one now.
I did so much batch filming today. I'm tired. I think I did well today. I think I'm proud of myself. When I finished homeschooling, I got into hair and makeup, Oh my goodness, my audiobook right now is so good. It's her last name is Jimenez. It's one of her books. I just finished The Women. It was that was the Vietnam one. Do we have fiction lovers in here? Well, I can't read books like this. I can't read books for work, intellectually stimulating books, when I am doing my hair and makeup, because I won't get my hair and makeup done because I'll stop and I'll take notes. Case in point, notes. This is what I do when I write. When I read. So I listen to twaddle. I listen to fiction, and I'm loving my book right now. It's so fun. I was laughing. I love it when a book has me laughing out loud. It's good. Okay, back to homeschooling, you guys. I love you so much. We're not done yet. How much time do we have left on here?
We've got a little bit left. So, yeah, if they want to ask their questions. Hi, my youngest is 7 and is struggling with reading, needs help sounding out and understanding the text.
Okay, so 7?
Yeah.
All right, so here's the deal with literacy, and this comes up a lot because it's a major thing in our society, is when your kiddo is in 3rd grade and is struggling with reading, this is when I want your child evaluated. 3rd grade is the grade where we kind of move from learning to read to reading to learn. So what happens is 3rd grade and on, if our kiddos don't have that foundation of reading, they are going to fall farther and farther behind. You can even Google something called the Matthew effect. They have done studies on this, and it's not good. In fact, the bell curve goes like down with 3rd grade if you're not reading at grade level by 3rd grade. So that's a really important year. Like 7, 8-year-olds really need to be reading at grade level. And if not, I really highly recommend that they get evaluated. What you're never going to hear from me is that, oh, just wait, it'll click one day. No, maybe it will. And you're one of the lucky ones. But I would venture to say there probably are some phonemic awareness gaps still, and you're not a truly literate in a robust way person. So, can it click? Yes. But for a lot of kids, they do need the code explicitly taught. And the science of reading is not just phonics. It's not just phonics. It's comprehension, vocabulary. There's 5 components to the science of reading of what constitutes a really well-rounded reader. And we have to make sure that we are covering those basics with our kiddos. So literacy is one of those things I take very seriously. And although you're always going to hear the stories online of, oh, it just clicked. It's okay. It'll click one day. I think that advice can be damaging. Honestly, I think it's harmful. I think it's coming from people who don't know what they're talking about. They are not the reading experts saying those types of things. If you were to ask I can't come up with a single reading expert that I know who says just wait. Not a single one, because they know the science of reading. So, with that said, could you disagree with me? Go ahead. Go ahead. But I'm going to err on the side of making sure children are literate. It's one of the reasons why I started Thrive, is I just saw so much damaging homeschooling advice out there coming from people that just because you taught 2 kids and one of them happened to have a learning disability or dyslexia doesn't make you an expert on dyslexia. It makes you an expert on your kid. It doesn't make you an expert on dyslexia. Don't go online, start giving people advice. You can encourage, but you don't have a master's degree in special ed. You haven't studied the brain intensely. It really, really makes me angry So here's the soapbox moment. It's one of the reasons why I started Thrive is I was tired of the damaging and harmful advice that is out there from pseudo experts. Drives me absolutely nuts. This is why we have master classes. I bring in experts to teach us on the things that we may be needing help on. So like I mentioned, Sarah Collins earlier, she has come in and she has taught a master class. I had Dr. Amy Moore come in and teach on the ADHD brain. She works closely with Learning RX. She has a book coming out. I have had all sorts. I've been in talks with having a licensed therapist come in to help mamas with our homeschool anxiety and our feelings of self-doubt. So that's what I have to say about that. And homeschooling is this is a very serious job. These are our children, and our children all think differently. They're all wired differently. And I wanted to provide a resource where we had access to world-class experts to help us do this job really, really well. And so we do that with, one of them is the master classes. We have the office hours. We have really amazing threads of women talking and working out problems in the threads together. So, okay. Yes. Questions?
My life set apart. Comprehension has been a struggle.
Yes.
Because my daughter tries to rush through things.
Yes. Yeah. So rushing is hard. Rushing is a tough one. We all raise your hand if you have a kiddo who likes to rush through things. It's like, that's not, I have to stop and I have to say, I can just tell you what I did with my rusher today is just stop and say, why are we here? Why are we learning? We are homeschooling. I don't have any intention of making your homeschool day longer, but I'm not here to go through the motions. I'm not here to tick boxes. If I don't stop and go over this question with you, what kind of a homeschooler am I? This homeschooling is not about getting questions right. Education is not about getting questions right. Education is about growing, learning, stretching, growth mindset, skill building. So rushing is one of those things. Impatience. I like to focus on virtues in my homeschooling. So rushing, there are a lot of reasons why kids rush. There's a lot of motivation for them. See, we often think, oh, they're not motivated. No, they're motivated to finish their day faster. Why? What's happening later? And how can we address that? And how can we work with their motivation to help them see the benefits of the schoolwork that they are doing? Or maybe the schoolwork we're having them doing isn't really great. Maybe it's busy work and we shouldn't have them be doing that too. So when I had this conversation with my son this morning, and he's okay, he's now, we've had a talk with him and he's comfortable with us sharing tidbits about his life. And we were going over Bible together and we were having this really deep discussion, and he's like, okay, next. And I was like, no, not next. Like, this really hits deep to my soul. Let me tell you why. And I told him a story about how this hits me deep. It was about Jesus' temptation in the Garden of Gethsemane and how Satan tempted him. And I was just like kind of blown away with something that came up in the BJU Press homeschool course. And I had never thought of it that way. Another reason why I love them. I never thought of it that way. And I was like, I've never thought of it this way. And I was just kind of sharing my own life. And he looked at me and he goes, yeah, you never hear it that way. In Sunday school, you never hear that part. And so he got it. Now, is he perfect? No. Am I perfect? No. But what I'm saying is, when we stop trying to just finish lessons and we just stop at those important questions, that is the essence of an education, that inner transformation, right? That's why we're doing this. And it's absolutely incredible and so rewarding. And he had glimmers today of getting it, of making that really cool, big connection. Okay.
Jeremy is officially in Thrive.
Oh my goodness. Welcome, Jeremy. Yay, Jeremy. Hey, everybody go and Thrive and welcome Jeremy. What a big step. Awesome. Good.
My life set apart. She wants the free time to do art, so I try to give her breaks to do that so she won't rush.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she's an artist. This is so fantastic. So we can lean into that motivation. And, it may be something where, oh, here, TikTok is being all weird. So here, this is the type of thing we coach in office hours and Thrive is, okay, she's highly motivated by art and she has this artistic expression. So does she need other skills? Does she need to know how to write a composition, how to write an essay? Yeah, but does she need to write a ton of them? No. What if some of her expression with her schoolwork was done through the art? Things like that. And so leaning into that, that's the type of stuff that we talk about in Thrive on. Let's find that motivation and lean into that. And we have a society that tends to focus on all of our, this is not you, and this is not about your daughter with art. I'm changing the subject here. But we tend to have a society that overly hyper focuses on our kids' weaknesses. Oh my goodness, they're not good at this. We got to shore this up. And so it's one of the things that made me sad about running our center is kids would have to do stuff that they hated all day long at school and then come to our center and then do more of what they hated. And it's not that they didn't need to get better at certain things, but there was an element of, oh my goodness, can this kid just go outside and throw the football for a second here? This poor child, and especially if you have kids with comorbidities and a lot going on neurologically or with their learning profile, several disabilities going on all at once, you can have these kids in therapies all the ding dong day. And yes, to an extent, we want to help them. However, we also need to lean into how amazing they are. And we need to find their smarts, where they are smart. We know there's 8 different smarts. Lean into the ways that they are smart and adapt our schooling to those things, which is just so exciting. So, yay, that was such a fun thing to end on. I think we've been over an hour at this point. Yeah, I had such a great time. I got inspired. I had such a great homeschooling day today. I had both with my son and then with the 3 girls doing family together, BJU Press Homeschool. We had deep, deep discussions, like super Socratic questioning, because I don't make my kids do all those workbook pages. A lot of it we just talk about. We just talk about it. And so that was really cool, the deep discussions. And then everyone had a pretty great homeschool day. And then I was able to get some really solid, good work done. I had to film a lot of videos for stuff. And I was really scared and nervous, but it ended up, because I did some things I hadn't done before that you will be seeing soon. And I really pushed my own creative limits this afternoon. And so I'm also really proud of myself. So I was nauseous before I started, and I was like, oh, and this is so sweet. I sat there and I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know. I was like looking at my thing, my plan and the camera and all this. And I was like, I don't know if I can do this. And then my littlest one was standing right there, and she looks at me with her big eyes and she goes, Mommy, you can do hard things. And I just melted. I want to cry. I melted. And then she leaned in and she just crashed into me with a big hug. And that was really sweet. And she was right. I could do it. I tried to do it. And I pushed my limits today. So I'm proud of myself. I hope you guys are proud of yourself for something today as well. And I love you guys. I'm excited about the holiday season. I'm excited about spring and all the speaking engagements where I get to come out to you guys and hug you guys and talk to you in your states. This is going to be a really great year, really great holiday season. And I will see you probably next week on live, if not in Thrive Homeschool Community. So those of you who joined tonight, I will welcome you tomorrow morning. And so will the mentors. Can't wait to see you in there. Please check out Thrive Homeschool Community. If you are struggling right now, things aren't working, you're not sure if your curriculum's right, if you feel like you don't have a lot of support outside of maybe your spouse, we are a really great supportive place for you to be. We are definitely not for everybody. We are the growth mindset group. We are people that really want to be good homeschoolers for our kids. So we are not a snobby place. We don't hold on to one pedagogy or the other. We support everybody in what they want for their kids, but we also honor your kids and what they need developmentally as well, and what kind of parent they need you to be too. And we do that with grace, love, and a lack of judgment, because none of us are perfect. So if that sounds like something that would work for you, it's not for everybody, then definitely check that out after this live. If you join tonight, I'll be able to welcome you tomorrow, probably afternoon. I homeschool in the mornings, and then I have a consultation tomorrow, and then a podcast recording, but I'll fit it in. I'll fit it in to welcome you and definitely get the mentors in touch with you guys right away. Okay? All right. I love you. I'll see you guys later.